Hey guys, so this is the derivatives video part 3. So let's begin. So in the previous video, in part 2, we talked about the different rules in derivatives. So to recap, there's the power rule, sum/difference rule, product rule, and quotient rule. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about one more rule and some trig function derivatives. So the last rule of the derivatives is the chain rule. So the chain rule is a bit different. So say you have f of x and then all that to the power of n. So say you have x squared, all that, you say you have 2x squared, all that to the power of x squared, okay? So 2x squared, all that to the power of 3. So basically what you do is you take the derivative of the outside function. So 2x squared to the power of 3, you take the derivative of the outside function. So you do 3 times 2x squared, and then you do 3 minus 1, which is 3 times 2x squared to the power of 2, times you take the derivative of the inner function. You take the derivative of 2x squared. So at the end, it will be 3 times 2x squared to the power of 2 times 4x, since the derivative of the 2x squared is 4x, and you multiply them. So an example of this is 7x to the power of 8 plus 3x squared, all that to the power of 5 halves. So in this case, the chain rule, you'll take the derivative of the outside, which will be 5 halves to the 5 halves in parentheses 7x to the power of 8 plus 3x squared, and then you take the power of 5 halves minus 1, which is 3 halves. So to simplify that, you can do u substitution kind of. So you can set u to be the inner function, which is 7x to the power of 8 plus 3x squared, and take the derivative, which is 5 halves u to the power of 3 halves, multiplied by the derivative of u, which is 8 times 7, 56 to the power, 56x to the power of 7 plus 6x. And after that, you can multiply them. So u in this case is 7x to the power of 8 plus 3x squared. So you can substitute that in for u. So that will be 5 halves, parentheses 7x to the power of 8 plus 3x squared, all that to the power of 3 halves, and multiplied by the derivative of u, which is 56x to the power of 7 plus 6x. And then you can do the simplification, and that will be your answer. So as you know, there are 3 main trig functions: sine of x, cosine of x, and tangent of x. But there are also 3 more trig functions you may have heard of: cosecant of x, secant of x, and cotangent of x. Cosecant of x is just 1 over sine x, secant x is just 1 over cosine x, and cotangent x is 1 over tangent of x. So the derivative of sine of x and cosine of x is just interchangeable. So the derivative of sine of x is just cosine of x, but the derivative of cosine of x is negative sine of x. There's nothing more else to say other than just fact that you can use this. This is the most important trig derivative, and you can use this to find out other trig derivatives. So the derivative of tangent of x is secant squared x. This is you just gotta memorize. Since secant squared is 1 over cosine of x, I would just say tan secant. I just make up a rule in my mind. You can make up any rule you want. I just make up my own rule saying that tan is equal to secant squared and write that out continuously. So the derivative of cosecant x is a bit weird. What you do, you take the derivative of cosecant x is just negative cotangent x multiplied by cosecant x. So since cosecant starts with c, I do derivative of c is equal to negative cc, which is negative cotangent cosecant. And derivative of secant x is secant x tan x. So what I do is, since derivative of tan x is secant squared x, I do derivative of secant x is just the opposite, tan x multiplied by secant x. And then derivative of cotangent x is negative cosecant squared x. Since derivative of tan x is secant squared, this has to be negative of tan, which is negative cosecant squared x. And that's all. So for one tip for these trig function derivatives is you just for sine and cosine, it's a bit easy to memorize, so you can memorize it easily. But for the other ones like tan, cosecant, secant, and cotangent, you just gotta keep writing them down or practice them or create like a rule for yourself that will help you memorize during tests. Thank you for watching.